Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another analysis video. I've been inundated with requests today to have a little look at Otis Rush following the sad news that he passed away a couple of days ago. So I'm going to be having a little look at him performing So Many Roads and just have a little celebration of his playing and see how he laid down the blues. But let's get Otis up on screen and see how he's getting on. I'm just going to jump in here. First of all, Otis's voice, what an amazing voice he had. I mean, vocally here, he's right in that tenor range. He's around that A kind of range, up at the top there, A5. So really impressive vocal range, but also the fact that he belts it out at chest voice. Also, he can get into head voice. You'll find that his voice just flips in occasions where he just wants to get that lighter sound. So vocally, he's really, I mean, there's a reason that he's a legend. You know, vocally, he's absolutely on point. And Otis had that vibrato, absolutely unique vibrato. When it's him playing, you know that it's him just because of the way that the note sings when he plays it. What I love about this video is the fact that we get a really nice close-up of his right hand because he's left-handed. You get that right hand, you could see the frequency of vibrato and the way that he's just letting that vibrato go so slowly but so controlled. It's really great to watch close up. The other thing is the fact that Otis, when he played, he had the strings exactly as you would have if you're playing it right-handed, but he's left-handed, so everything is upside down. So if you're watching this and you do play guitar and you think it looks a little bit weird, that's the reason. Jimi Hendrix, of course, he played with a right-handed guitar, flipped the other way around, but he did change the strings the other way around, so it would be like conventional playing, whereas Otis is actually playing upside down. Another thing to mention is the fact that if you look at Otis's left hand, when he's picking those strings, you can see that his little finger is actually hooked underneath that E string, which is the furthest string away from him, but he's got that little finger hooked underneath, so he's effectively anchoring himself underneath that string, and it's a really unique thing to see. You don't see it a lot with other players. A lot of people think that's how he got his sound. What I think it would lend itself to is obviously really cleaning up the playing. Sometimes players use the palm of their right hand, or in this case their left hand, to keep the strings muted when they're playing. So when they're playing a solo, they'll be resting on those lower strings to make sure that they're quiet. So it'll make a lot of his playing a lot cleaner. Sometimes with players that go a little bit crazy with it, you can get a little bit of a low E ringing out, but this really ensures against that happening. But listening to that vibrato and the way that he plays, it's no wonder that Michael Bloomfield and Eric Clapton and Peter Green as well have cited Otis as an influence on their playing. Certainly Eric Clapton took a lot from Otis's vibrato and his control of the bends as well. Otis, one of those last legends of the blues, just plays so well, and everything means something when he plays it. The great blues players always played to communicate, to emote, to say something through their guitar. They never played to try and show off a technique that they've been working on. It was always about a conversation through the guitar and communicating with the audience and getting them to feel something. And certainly Otis does this amazingly all the time when he plays. And just listen to the way that he controls his playing. It's so unique, and one of those players that had his own vibrato, his own sound, so instantly you could tell when Otis was playing lead just because of the way it sounded, not even having to look at who's got their fingers on the guitar. You could tell that it was Otis straight away. But let's get into a little bit more of this performance. And there we go, what a great performance, and Otis is then straight into the next track, even before the band have had a chance to catch their breath. What I absolutely love the most about Otis's playing is that he's never rushed. He always plays at the speed that he wants to play at. How many times have you seen guitarists who play through a slow section and then they almost feel obligated, like they've got to do something fast because that's what you're supposed to do? And Otis just goes to show you that write your own rules and just play the way you want to play. He's never ever gonna rush, no pun intended, but Otis Rush is never ever gonna put in fast stuff for the sake of it. If anything, he's gonna slow down even more and make sure that you understand every one of these notes. Again, how many times do you hear a guitarist play a line that almost sounds copied and pasted from another player? It happens all the time, and these kind of guys, absolute legends of blues playing, they never sound like anyone else. And when you actually think about it, how amazing that is, how unique that is, because the blues is often the same scales, the same notes. So in order to get it to sound unique and just your own playing is so difficult in the blues, but Otis achieves it somehow. It's all through that vibrato and what he emotes through the guitar. He just plays his own way, and that's a great lesson for every guitarist out there. Ask yourself, why are you wanting to play fast? Is it because it is part of who you are and it's your own style and that's what you want to communicate to an audience, which is great, fair enough? Or are you trying to show off? Or are you just playing notes for the sake of it? Does it mean anything in the composition or the piece that you're playing? Does it sit well with the composition that you're playing? There are so many elements and reasons as to why you play fast and why you play slow, and Otis always throws in notes because he absolutely means to. So Otis Rush, what a legend of the blues, and what an inspiration to so many generations of blues players. It's a bit of a sad video, this one, but I'd like to use it just as a celebration of his life. So thank you so much for all the suggestions today to feature Otis tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Check out his other stuff if you haven't already. It's really worth a listen just because he's such a unique guitarist and such a legendary blues player. But I will see you guys at the next video. Rest in peace, Otis. I'm sure wherever he is, he's still jamming out the blues. But I will see you guys at the next one.